Pity to William. Press come down on William by simplistic, racist and out-of-touch speech. Prince William is being accused of racism following his speech at the Tusk Conservation Awards in London on Monday, about the effect of the African human population on wildlife preservation. The Duke of Cambridge, a Tusk patron, handed out prizes to leading conservationists from African nations during the ceremony. But it was his speech that sparked backlash, with those calling it racist and insensitive. In his speech at the event, he suggested that population growth is endangering wildlife in Africa. He said, "The increasing pressure on Africa's wildlife and wild spaces as a result of human population presents a huge challenge for conservationists, as it does the world over." He continued, "But it is imperative that the natural world is protected not only for its contribution to our economies, jobs, and livelihoods, but for the health, well-being, and future of humanity. We owe it to our children and future generations to act now." Prince William did not specifically mention population growth in Africa. But many were quick to interpret that his speech targeted the continent's black population. Omid Scobie, co-author of Finding Freedom, claimed that the Duke of Cambridge has been labelled an imperialist colonizer. He also pointed back to a 2017 speech from the royal in which he said Africa's rapidly growing human population was putting its wildlife under enormous pressure. Meanwhile, over at Twitter, netizens flooded a photo of Prince William with the winners with negative comments, some accusing him of racism. One user reminded him that the decrease in wildlife is a result of poaching and not of the African population. The height of irony. From a prince with so many children and homes. If you are so concerned about the animals, start with your family's poor track record, reduce your carbon footprint, engage your own government to put an end to UK nationals slaughtering countless animals for fun, another wrote. Prince William's speech even prompted others to speculate that he was the racist senior royal Prince Harry and Meghan Markle referred to during their Oprah interview. The person had allegedly questioned how dark Archie's skin color would be before he was born. In a tweet to his 72.5k followers, he wrote, "In other news, Prince William has been called an imperialist colonizer after blaming African population growth for wildlife loss." Again, the Duke's recent statement has been branded simplistic, racist and out of touch by critics and leaders. Mr. Scobie notes again in his commentary, in reference to remarks made by the Duke at the Tusk Trust's awards ceremony in 2017. His 2017 comments also came under scrutiny as they occurred prior to his youngest son Prince Louis being born. Journalist Nadine Batchelor-Hunt wrote, "Prince William, with 2 kids and another on the way, it is clear Africa are having too many children here." The criticism of the Duke's 2021 speech mentioned by Omid Scobie includes Franklin Leonard, a film and TV producer and founder of The Blacklist. Mr. Leonard quote-tweeted an article about William's speech, adding, "There are too many Africans is quite the position." While Bolu Bobalola, a British-Nigerian woman and author of Love in Colour, wrote, "Lol, he is so hateful it's actually funny." Survival International, a human rights organization that campaigns for the rights of indigenous and or tribal peoples, also commented on the piece, branding the royals' comments as examples of racism. They wrote, "Prince William says mounting pressure on Africa's wild spaces as a result of human population is a huge challenge for conservationists. Staggered by the racism and hypocrisy." Elsewhere in his speech, the future king also called for worldwide action to address the theme of climate change and protecting the environment. He said, "Africa remains on the front line of conservation, playing host to the most awe-inspiring diversity of fauna and flora. The forests and savannas of this vast continent are a precious form of natural capital." The Duke also made reference in his speech to the challenges African conservation has faced amid the COVID-19 pandemic, before attending a reception with key members and supporters of the charity. The event celebrated Africa's leading wildlife protectors and was held at the BFI South Bank in London. Prince William is the royal patron of the Tusk Trust, a position he has held since 2005.